Here we go. Professional streamers, welcome back to Fort Mort, guys. We are back, and I've got one special guest for you. One day last week, he jumped into my stream. This guy's got a GAC bot that you guys are going to absolutely love. Oh, my God. He jumped in my stream, and we were talking about it for hours, and then he gets the attention of Cubs fan Han, does a video with him as well. But I'm going to follow up this video, and I'm going to be even more detailed on how this baby works. It's amazing. And the best part is, look at who's in the fort. We've got Rambam001 in the house right now. But right now, we've got even more special guests. Sorry, Ram. We got, if I'm going to say this right, Omega Megaliteros. I screwed it up. Malakas. It also means the biggest asshole in Greek. I disagree. I think that's me, but we're going to fight over that today. How you doing, brother?
All right. I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. So this is really cool. And the biggest thing for me is, all right, guys, I'm going to tell you right off the bat. He's talking about putting it out there at about, he's leaving it out there for the rest of this month for everybody to trial. It's really cool. You can go into his Discord, which I'll put that Discord link where you can go and run and trial that bot, but I'm going to show you what it does. He's talking about doing it for around $5 a month. And the $5 for the amount of time it saves me. You guys know me, spreadsheet harder. It saves me so much time, and I'll show you how. It's freaking amazing. You put this together with, and we talked about this, he's even said it, put it together with hot utils. There's only so much hot utils can give you. There's almost only so much his can give you. Between the two of them, oh, it's so good. So I'm super excited. Ram's seen it this morning. What do you think about it, Ram?
Amazing. It's such a as you see what team down on deep composition are, how many banners people are getting. It tells you everything SWG tells you, but just more in depth and up in your face, so you don't. Very, very convenient.
So let's go ahead and get into that. So the first thing is your bot is pretty much the only thing that I found was when I accidentally put Rams in, I connected it to my account on accident, but we normally wouldn't do that because he wouldn't be here. So I didn't know how to unregister. So that's the only struggle I've seen with this whole thing, which if that's the only struggle, that's awesome because most people aren't going to make that mistake. So when you go into, guys, I'm going to actually blow this up for y'all so you can see it a little bit better. So when you go into the actual bot, you need to raise that up, Ram. We're in the way. When you go into the actual bot to type it out, there's some really easy command. So when you start typing, it actually brings up commands for you, like AFK set, stuff like this. But if you go into Scout, GAC, and it brings up, okay, it tells you enter the enemy. Sorry about that. Brings up the enemy ally code. So if I want to punch in that enemy ally code, let's see, where's the one you put in, Ram? We should have that ready to go. We've already got his up. We'll just run this one. It is 121. Actually, copy and paste it. Well, anyway, I'll just do mine. 427. We'll do a random one. 455 whatever. And then you tab, and then it asks you what you want to scout. Once you put that in, it's current, which is currently, like right now, we're in round 3. It'll show you the first 2 rounds because this is the current GAC. If you're in round 4, it'll show you the first 3, etc. Or you can look at the last 5v5. And here's the really cool part. You can look at the last 3v3. And what are these last 2, Omega?
So the current plus last of the same type is basically taking the first one there, current, showing you the last 2 weeks, plus we're in a 5x5. So it'll also show you the last 5v5 all mixed together. So then you get, 6 weeks worth of data mixed into the graph.
Excellent.
Customs weeks is actually the way the bot started, and you just pick exactly which weeks you want. So I want just week 75, or I want 72 and 75. Whatever you want, you can just pick it.
So a lot of people don't know. You can go on to SWGOH.gg and you can actually change the URL and go to any week that you want. A lot of people don't realize that. They think they can only go to the last 3. And this is another way of doing that too, and picking the exact week if you know what you're looking for, which I've used it for history. So that's amazing. Another thing about this bot, there's a plus and a negative to everything. And to be transparent, guys, this pulls data off of SWGOH.gg. If there is no .gg for that particular player, it can't pull anything. But it's still a huge thing, and it's a time saver for those times that you do. And most people get 80% of the time have a GG, so it's really, really, really valuable. But you have to keep that in mind about this bot. You cannot pull anything except off GG. But again, I'm going to get into why the time saver is amazing. But anyway, we go ahead and hit enter.
So before we get there, I want to say just 2 things real quick. So I'm getting this data from SWGOH.gg. I have a partnership with them. They're providing this data to me. I'm passing actually a portion of the money that I get on my Patreon. I give to them. Because they're giving me this data. They're a great tool. I love them. We're working out great together.
Good.
This is all data you can get from them, but to get it from them, you get one round at a time, one offense or defense at a time. So like if you take that last 5v5 option there, that's 24 pages worth of data to pull down.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
Because you got 3 rounds per week, 4 weeks, and an offense and defense for each round. So really this tool is all about convenience, and just taking all that data and summarizing it for you really fast.
I'm going to tell you differently. It's not about convenience, because there's a lot of things in here that I can pick up that a lot of people won't pick up through a GG, which we're going to get into. So I'm going to tell you right now, convenience, there's more to it. All right. And you know this too, but I being the guy that I am, the way I plan, oh man, I pick up on some good stuff here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and look at Rams' current opponent. At the top here, hopefully you guys can see this. I'll blow it up. Pardon me. This is week 75, week 76, which is the first 2 rounds of the current GAC. All right. There is a barcode over here that says timeout, quit, loss, win, average banners, and attack order. There are a lot of pluses and negatives. I'm going to go into the pluses. I don't want to say negatives, but some things I probably won't utilize, but some people may. All right. So you can see right here on the defense set by Delphi, this guy that Rams playing usually sets these teams, correct? So time seen by result. Loss. You've got a loss right here against Towson. You got Gas, Grievous, GBA, basically all the way through. So this guy's defense does not hold up very well. This is what it's basically telling me. He's only got 3 total holds out of 2 GACs. So that's where that's at. And then these black bars are the average banners, and then the red bar is really cool. It's attack order. So in this case, because there were very few holds, this bar could actually be really cool. I don't know if you want to explain that to him. I can explain it to him.
Yeah, so I mean, we can really easily see in this that he puts Gas in front, he puts Revan in front, he's hiding Mothma in the back probably, putting Hunter, Bad Batch in the back.
Then obviously the Executor's going last because the red bar is all the way at the top, right? So the whole thing is, I want people to understand how this works. Gas at 2.3, that's the average of when he's being attacked. At what point? So the lowest number, 2.3 and 2.5, Gas and Revan are being the first 2 attacked, meaning they're where? Up front, right? That's what it's telling us, right, Omega?
They're up front, and statistically, I'd say they're probably front bottom. But
yes, most people open bottom front, exactly. And that's the one thing I always did on GG. What I told people, about 1 out of every 7 GACs, I can tell you exactly where they put them, top, bottom, front, just by looking at GG. And this shortens my time because I don't have to go round after round after round. I can come in here, that red bar tells me that. The only time it gets skewed, if I understand that right, is when one team gets a bunch of holds, because it's going to raise that average attack up, and it's going to skew that number, right?
That's right. And, so I think you mentioned something earlier, that different people are going to dig into different levels of detail in the report.
Yep.
So, you get this level that's nice and summary. As we get deeper in the report, you can get more data to, kind of counteract that skew.
Oh, yeah.
So, different people can, some people are going to look at this graph and that's all you're going to look at and they're going to be done. Other people are going to be, digging further.
Yep. Okay. And there's a lot of data here, guys. A ton of data. You don't have to use it all, but if you want to, it's here for you. Now we go to your actual offense. So this is what Rams' opponent does on attack phase. He had 1 failed attack, and then all the rest of these are good attacks. He used Treya every time, CLS every time, Luke every time, Slacker. It says right here, 5-5-5-5. Yep. And then he got to the negotiator and ended up having a quit or it's not a timeout because timeout's listed. Excuse me. And then same thing, who he's using, the lower the bar, like the red one here, he uses Treya often first, CLS first, Luke first. So you can see Slacker pretty close to the front. General Veer's right off the bat, 3.3. So he's almost always the first one to get used, right?
Yeah. And, for that, one of the nice things I like to do with this graph is maybe put something, we know the teams that he likes to use out front, put something that's going to use that team out front, and then use something that wants that same team again and back.
Yes.
And maybe they don't have a counter for it anymore.
Yep. We actually just set Rams defense. I told him that too. So we set his defense with a particular guy he had. I knew we had him. We set Rams defense fully, and I said, now take everything and set it over to the offense side and make sure that those are the guys can block what he's going to be using up front. And this is where that comes in, right?
Would have worked had it not been.
Yeah, would have worked if it wasn't an auto set, exactly. All right, so Delphi Guardian opponent's defense for week 75-76, time seen by result. What is this one?
So this is the stuff that he fought against.
Okay.
And
Opponent's
the value
defense.
in this graph is that I have this one sorted. The previous two graphs are sorted by frequency, how often they were seen. This one's sorted by banners.
Banners.
So the ones on the left are teams that he has trouble with. He's getting low banners against those teams.
Yep.
The ones on the right, those are ones he does really well against.
Yep.
So if you have choices about what to place, sometimes you see people putting down Old Republic, and then they're getting 64 banners with the solo Kylo.
Yep.
So this is kind of telling you that kind of stuff of what they know how to deal with, what they don't know how to deal with. There's a lot of ones in here. So because we're only dealing with 2 weeks of data, and this is dependent on what their opponents chose to do, there's a lot of variability in here.
Sure.
But like GL Ray, there's a lot of battles against GL Ray at 57 banners. He's getting average. So that's a good one that we think he has trouble with, probably.
And down at the bottom of this chart too, and I noticed this when I was setting up either my or Rams defense, where I can actually tell where they're struggling against somebody recently, because we'll get to that. But there's another area where it tells you where they could be struggling against them as well. So yeah, another cool one. Again, attack order on here listed.
A little bit less useful in this case.
A little bit less useful, 100%. Now here is my favorite one. This is the $5 that I'm willing to pay right now for this one chart alone. This, oh my God. The attack time. So I work around a schedule. I work full time, and sometimes I have to judge. Okay, do I want to go last? Because when I go last, I got the advantage. And I love the fact that I have an idea of when these guys are going to attack. He never attacks inside of 10 hours after GAC starts. He always goes a little bit later. This is a great key. So the 0 at the bottom means that's the kickoff, which for me is 4 p.m. Central Time. So basically, he's not going until 2 o'clock in the morning, my time. So at a minimum, and he likes to go pretty late when he can. Maybe it's a work schedule issue. Pardon me. So I love this chart. Love this chart. And when I see one that with the guys going super early, then I know I've already got the advantage. Oh my God! So I'll be more willing to gamble with what I'm doing than I am normally. So if he's going last, then I know I'm going last. I'm going to try to stay as late as I can.
Right, and that's exactly right. You can see who goes early, who goes last. I don't think you can see it too much in this particular instance, but one of the things that I really like to see is, sometimes you have people who end up with 4 or 5 dots towards the bottom, and then a long pause, and then that same color dot, the rest of them at the top, and they're splitting their attacks. Maybe they clear one zone, and then wait to see how their opponent does. How efficient do I need to be on the ships, or whatever. This guy looks like he's doing most of attacks all at once.
All at once. Yep, that's a very good point. I didn't even consider that. So you got your guys that want to half clear the bottom, especially at higher levels and real competitive levels. They'll clear whatever area is worth more first to see what's in the back. Do you know what they're doing? So yeah, it's a very good point. But yeah, anyway, that's one of my favorite graphs. Now we've got the mod graph here as well. So the orange is the opponent and the green is Ram Bam. So it's basically giving us, here's your 15 mods, here's your 20, and there's also tabs. You got 16, 17, 18, 20, all the way up to 30 30 speed mods, and then you've also got the list of count over here. So if I'm reading this right, this is 38 15 speed mods on his account. Correct?
Yeah, so he's got quite a bit of 15 speed mods, and then Ram Bam looks like he has the advantage for most of the rest of the higher speed ones.
Yep.
And you'll see a lot of people who have really high amounts of 15 speed mods, because mod Q, which is one of the kind of scores there that listed in the table, only cares if a mod is speed 15 or faster.
Yep.
So a 30 speed mod is rated exactly the same as a 15 speed mod using mod Q. And a lot of people were abusing that by just farming for mods that are exactly speed 15.
And I love... go ahead.
So then Omega score and Hot Ichil score, they do some work to rank the faster speed mods better, to give people credit for that are doing the work and getting those faster mods.
I love the fact that this is what I think is better than all of these guys put together, because you have the data from multiple different rating systems for mods all pulled into your sheet. So you're not only given your rating of mods, which yours is just basically how many, right? And then, or is yours actually going to further, doesn't it?
Yeah, so mine is rating exponentially. So, I did a survey of some of the big alliances and said, if you could delete, if you could guarantee that the next mod that you rolled a 20 speed, how many 15 speed mods would you be willing to delete off your account to do that? Okay. If you could guarantee your next one rolled 25, how many 15 speed mods would you delete to get that? And so then I kind of made a curve off of that to value how fast mods are.
Very cool.
Hot Utils is sort of splitting the difference now.
Yeah.
They used to use mod queue, and now they have 3 different stair steps of values that they're flat, but within 3 levels of value.
But you're getting an overall value from 1, 2, 3, basically 3 different areas to see how your mods compare. That's awesome. That's awesome, pulling data. So, yeah, that's a cool one, too. Excuse me. All right, moving down to this one. This is, let's see, attack order and mod secondary speed. I don't remember seeing this. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's the list. My bad.
Yeah, that's the previous one.
Yep. So this is the week. This is 75, round 1, round 2, round 3, 76, round 1, round 2, round 3. And this is showing me defense leaders. What is this showing me?
This is showing every banners.
That's right. The banners they're getting. So it only calculates if somebody actually attacked that defense. So that's like here it's blank, so nobody actually went.
Right. So he didn't get attacked twice during those 2 weeks.
Both in round
so
2.
this line here, this row, is the exact same information that's in the first graph. It's just broken out by round.
Okay.
So you see exactly this. If you counted how many times you saw each team on defense here, that's how high the bar would be in the first graph. So, and then we show the banners that happened on each attack in each round, and those are what are averaged together to give you the average banner line. And then the attack order, these are also in attack order. So in round 1 there of week 75, Darth Revan was attacked first, then Gas, then Boss, then Talzin. So this is giving you more precise information about what happened, on a per round basis. Whereas the one above is kind of summarized across the entire
So we've got
time.
2 visual aids. We've got a chart version and we've got the actual physical version where I can look at every team. And then Talzin here took a hit with a loss. That's where the orange 00 comes in, the executor, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So we know that he struggles. And this is what I was talking about when you get down to the bottom. Oh, yeah, you got a 40 on the next one, yeah.
So actually, and there's even more information here. If you go back to Discord, where you ran this report, and there's the image there, and then there's the HTML below.
Yep.
If you click on the down arrow on the right side of that HTML.
Yep. I didn't show you this. Okay. Download
and then open that up in your browser.
Yep.
So this is the same information that you've seen so far, just broken out into multiple tabs. Might be a little bit easier to read on mobile or something like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Not as cluttered. But if you click on details now, we're in that same section of the chart we were before, and now all these teams are highlighted or underlined.
Yep.
If you click on one of them,
oh,
look at this.
Whoa!
Look at this. All the speeds of every character, every. That's what I was talking about. We need to dig into this even deeper. So you've got the HP list, you got the protection, you got potency, tenacity, armor, physical damage, special damage, all listed right here along with their speeds.
Wow.
Every single team that was attacked or placed on defense during that moment. Now, we didn't get to it all. So is this the actual? Does this hold that data, or is what they're like a month from now? Will it show me what they actually have on right now?
No, it's what they have on at the time the report was ran. So
awesome.
There was actually a little label on that table there telling you that.
Okay.
So I'm pulling this data from GG. It's whatever was on GG at the time you ran the report. So if they change their mods a lot for GAC versus TW, that can be out of sync. The only tool that can pull what was really placed is Hot Utils, and they can only pull it for the GAC that you're currently looking at. They can't pull it for historical GAC.
Awesome. Yeah, this is really cool. Pulling up Mando speeds.
And there's certain teams that this more important for. Does my DR outspeed their DR?
Yep.
Do they have the turn order on their Imperial Troopers right?
Yeah. But to be transparent again, this also can change when whatever they're wearing currently, you will not know. This can change if they remod.
Absolutely.
So that's the only downside.
Actually see a lot of higher end players. Characters have on their and so people are out there that like they've got a 3R off the mods as soon as you walk in. So when you're scouting them, you can't
tell what they have.
Would do the exact same mods, correct?
That's exactly correct. And so actually it's a strategy that I use both when using this tool and when using the hot utils tools for GAC comparison. I run it for everybody who's in my bracket right after the GAC starts, 4 o'clock on the first day.
Yeah.
Because then they don't have any time to change their stuff.
Yeah. If you got an alarm set, I do that as well when it's some statistical stuff as well. So run it right away so they can't beat you to it. Get your watch bot in there and all that stuff. So yeah, this is really cool. Awesome. Digging it. So it's basically the same thing, but you actually get some links that come with it.
Yeah,
That is badass. I ain't gonna lie. Screw you, YouTube. I said ass. All right. So back to this sheet, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So now we're down to 1,000 defense details. So these are all the defensive teams that he sets, and I've got milk bugs in my house.
Line up and you can see that this guy does not change.
Yes. Every single time. Look at this. Yep. So here's Talzin lead, and he does Asajj, Daka, Zombie, Acolyte. That's what he set for defense, and his opponent beat it with Veers with a perfect 60. But like he said, never changes. Never changes.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one. This guy sets the same thing every single time. There's no changes to this list whatsoever.
So he must have just completely missed the defense setting, because he would have set the same thing for you this week.
Yeah. So he just basically set it, forget it, let it just auto set itself. And yeah, so this is a good key too. Doesn't really care that much, just wants to lay a defense, play the GAC. He's a little more lax than a competitive player. So that's a great detail. And then you've got what he used on offense. So you've got darts right here. It doesn't list who you actually loot. That was up here, right? Does it list who he brings? Yeah.
No.
Right, but it doesn't show what the full team that he brought. Just Trey.
Right.
Just says Trey.
I'm not showing the full team
Okay.
on this graph right now.
Okay.
Similar to what we just showed, with the links that you could click on to see the speeds. I'm thinking of adding something similar to this section that will show both teams.
So I can
offense.
go in. Can I go into the other one, that link sheet, and Alex will show me the teams to use for offense? It can't, can I?
It's not there yet.
Okay.
No, that's
okay.
something I'm
So
working
it's
on.
something you're working on. Okay, because I know for me, knowing what he's coming at me with, like a key one, Chupio. If he's bringing Chupio or he's not, makes a difference on who I set on defense, right? So that would be a huge one to know what he's normally using. So yeah, if I were to give a suggestion,
I have all that data, so I'll work on adding that in. That's great feedback. That's useful to you.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a huge one for me. I know the last time we talked on stream, there was a lot of things that came up too, and you've added it pretty quickly. So I love that you're taking that feedback and throwing it in there. That means a lot. Okay, so Darth Treya, he used it against Captain Phasma, got 57. Against Mando, got 50. GVA got 57. Dooku 54, 57. Did not attack in this round, obviously. So, and then he lost against GL Ray using GL Kenobi on this one. Yeah, and then the green one is what is a green one? I thought that was a win. Quit. Yeah. So he used Negotiator and quit.
It's the same colors that are in the bar graphs, but also on the top section of the table on the far left, I have those colors repeated to help you remember what they are. Yep.
It's just a matter of getting used to what they are. This is awesome, man. This is absolutely awesome. Like I said, adding that is a big part for me when I use defense. You guys know me, right? I'm serious about GAC. I'll use any loophole I can find, and there are many. Like this bottom one where you see GL Ray, there was one guy I saw every round lost to Grievous. I was like, oh man, Grievous is going on defense, baby. It's a great tip. Love it. Gratis Malevolence. You got anything else you want to add to that?
I think that's it. I'm definitely looking for other feedback like what you just gave about what's useful to people. Basically, I have access to all the information, so it's just a matter of deciding something's worth putting in and figuring out a good way to display it.
So let me ask you this. So I believe we have it in my Discord now, if I'm not mistaken. My moderator put it in there, but I'm not 100%. When it goes to Patreon, when it's no longer straight up free, how is that going to be regulated? I mean, can I just have it in my Discord? Only people with the Allied code can run it?
Yeah, so the bot can go everywhere. The bot has a lot of features other than the Scout GAC. It has a lot of features about showing what your mods look like, what kind of mods you have, what shapes you have fast, what offense you have versus speed and stuff. So a lot of stuff like that, and that's all free and is going to stay free.
Okay.
So the bot it's like on 400 different Discords right now.
Yeah.
And growing. It'll be available everywhere.
Awesome.
When I put the Patreon in front of this feature, people who don't pay for the Patreon will just have some reduced functionality.
Right.
maybe how often they can run the report, or
Yeah.
maybe won't show the detail tables at the bottom, or
Yeah.
limit. You can only run it for 2 weeks at a time. You can't run it for 4 weeks at a time.
You got to put it out there because people have to see it in order to sell it. So, and it's 100% worth the money to me. 100%. So when you're talking about that other stuff, I wouldn't mind. This is a 25 minutes in now, but maybe we come back at some point and actually revisit the even more detailed part of this so people understand it. I think the best way to sell something is to get people to understand it as well, how to utilize it. So if you want to work together on that, I'd love to do that as well. So I couldn't pass up this opportunity one bit. Rand, you got any feedback on this too?
Like I said, dude, the bot, you have done a phenomenal job. I'm just now learning about this. I've been on vacation the last 2 weeks, and so I heard about this bot coming out, and I'm like, I'm driving and I have no internet access, and it's been painful. But when I sat down and finally looked at this, it makes my life easier, because I'm sure there's a lot of people like me where I'm looking at GG and I'm just like, I know it's there, but I'm not putting it all together. I need it broken down just a little bit more. I need you to be stupid with it. I need you to put it in stupid terms, and you have done that with this bot, and it's beautiful. It's gonna help out so many people. I think there's gonna be a lot more competitive people in GAC because of this bot.
Yeah, there's interesting different levels of competitiveness. There's a lot of players who I think look at the last week, if they even look at if they scout at all. They look at what happened the last week, the last round, and assume that it's all the same, for all the rest of it. And sometimes it is. There's a lot of lazy players out there, like this opponent who does the exact same thing every time. There are players who change it up a little bit more. And so I think the bot gives you, for the same amount of effort as just looking at the last round, you can look in all the rounds in the same amount of time. And get really a lot better information.
And I want to sell this real quick. I go through every round and I look at who's in what order, who's on the attack side, who's on the defense side. I go to round 3. I go through it all over again. Then I go up here and I change the URL and I go back to the last 5v5. Then I go back through here and I scroll through and I say who he's setting. Is it consistent? That's the key. Is he consistent? Because if he's consistent, his ass is mine. If he's not, I got to plan around it. And knowing which is which saves me so much time. Knowing what time he goes, so much time. I mean, there are so many valuable keys here. And once you learn to use those, and I'll sell it all day long. They say be humble, whatever else, but nobody plans like I do. I don't care what they say. Nobody does. And as far as I'm concerned, this thing right here saves me so much time and gives me those cues that other people might not see. So this is amazing, man. Super awesome. I appreciate it. You got any last words you want to throw out there, Omega?
So
sorry.
I did have one quick question. Like, what made you come out with to make this bot, and how much time did it take to put into making something?
This particular feature is about a month's worth of work for me so far.
Really?
I'm a professional programmer, so this is my job day in, day out. I'm just applying it to Star Wars here. In July, someone in my alliance said, "Gee, I wish there was a bot that did trends of GAC. You got what you can get out of hot utils. That just shows you your 2-team comparison. C3PO bot that has a thing that basically echoes exactly what you see in GG. That shows you one round at a time. But there was nothing that really told you the trends. And so I started talking to Seth, who is the author of the GG site, and said, hey, maybe we can work something out to give this information a little bit better visibility.
I got another tip. Counters. Now that they added this counters to this is so huge. So fast. So fast.
So actually, if you click on the HTML version of my report, I have links there.
Imagine that. Imagine that. Okay.
So on the down on the HTML version with the 4 tabs.
I think I closed it. Hang on. Dang it. The computer's moving slow. All right. Discord.
Yep.
Oh, I could re-download it, I guess. Okay, no sweat. Couldn't find my file. It wouldn't open. Okay, so where's that at? I'm sorry.
On the details.
Details. Tab. Yep.
And then if you scroll down on the left column there, you can see the link to the counters on the defense detail section.
Here?
The furthest left column.
Oh, shoot.
So that's the link to each of the counters.
That's what I'm talking about, big buddy.
and then also a link directly to that particular player's version of that character. So,
Wow.
Here's their exact DR you can take a look at.
Wait, how you do that? Wait. Shoot, where'd it go, Ram? There it is.
Oh, the second link there.
Oh, right here.
That'll take them straight to that player's boss on GG.
His current boss. Within 24 hours,
current.
anyway. Wow, well done, sir. Well done. See, this is why I wanted to dig into that detail. That's why I wanted to dig into that detail. And the offense tab, defense tab, that's just the... Okay, that's the same charts. Okay. Wow, awesome. I'm so glad I brought that up. I'm like, I got another tip. Just the tip. Awesome. All right, well, that's it for today, guys. This is amazing. Check this out. I will put his information in the video. I will get this out sometime tomorrow afternoon, Omega, just so you're aware. So be looking for it. Feel free to comment in there. If I miss anything, feel free to put it in there too, and I can edit it or add it. So, and then again, don't forget, we got Ram Bam here. We got, well, this is on tomorrow. We're doing 6 GACs tonight, dude.
I'm sure you'll put this in the text, but to get to the bot, omegabot.thesenate.gg will take you to my Discord.
Do me a favor and DM that to me, please.
Absolutely. And you can use the bot from there. The bot also has an invite command that will give you an invite link to move it onto your own guild or
your Discord
community server.
Yeah. And don't forget, guys, share that with a friend. Be a friend and share it with a friend. Friend don't let friends drive drunk, but they let them use the Omega bot. All right, let's get up out of here, guys. Don't forget that we are over here as well. Do not forget to hit that follow button. It's hiding there behind Omega. Omega, this is amazing. You are amazing, dude. I'm so glad that we met. I'm sure we'll do further business. So, and let me know when that Patreon's set up because I'm the first one that's jumping on. Appreciate you.
Patreon is set up.
You
just don't have to have it yet.
Well, hell, I'll get on there just because I'm that guy. Appreciate it, man. We are 1 Battalion strong. We'll see you guys next time. This is awesome. Peace out, brother.